Hey guys, it's Mark Rodriguez here.
And Paige.
And you're watching Mark and Paige at the movies. We just came back from watching Lucy, the newest movie that stars Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman. And Paige, you can start with the plot because you're probably better at remembering all stuff that happened than I am.
Well, the commercials lead you to believe, not believe, but know that humans only use 10% of their brains, and that Lucy was able to go beyond that. And they didn't really show you how she goes. Does she ever do that? Do they show it?
No, she just
has it. They don't really show how it happens. You don't know if it's experiments or drugs, or she just somehow learned how to do it. So they don't really show that much information. I just thought Morgan Freeman's character, I don't remember his name, Dr. God. That's his name. That's his name for this review because I don't know his character name.
Dr. God. So
his name is Dr. God for now. So Dr. God, I thought he experimented on her or something. It sounds like how the commercial portrayed that he experimented on her, and he's the one that made her go into being able to go 100%. Or, you know what I mean, 20, 30, 40, and up to 100%. So that's how I originally thought till I looked and researched the movie a little bit more. And I found on IMDb website, their plot synopsis even more, not too much details, the normal plot synopsis. It said, Lucy was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and she got kidnapped into doing it, and the drug leaked. It was a drug.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's like a suitcase. They had to deliver to these cartel guys.
I'll explain a little bit more. Her boyfriend of only a week convinced her to come with him on the deal. And he's like, you have to do it this time. And he tricked her into doing it, and she got stuck into doing it. So she goes into the hotel where the guy is, and she got trapped. And all this fun stuff happens. They open the suitcase, and it's the blue crystal drugs that leads her into, I shouldn't say leads it to her, she becomes a drug bag, pretty much. She turns a human drug transportation.
Her and some other guys.
3 other guys. They put the drugs into her, and they shipped all their people back to where they live. Paris, they didn't really say where she lived. Yeah. We would assume America.
America, yeah.
Paris, Rome, Berlin. Those are the other 3 places.
That's why she has a better memory. I just remember Rome because it stood out more.
How can you not forget? Paris was a big scene. It was mostly shot in Paris, other than China. But whenever she was getting transported back over to America, wherever she's supposed to go, she gets an incident happens with this guy. She gets kicked in the stomach. That's where the drug is cut into her, and which opens a bag, reads the bag open, and all the drug spins out into her body, which brings the most epic weird scene ever of her floating around
like
a possessed demon.
Yeah. What's that movie called?
Whatever her name is. Psycho, not Psycho.
That demon movie.
The girl that goes.
Yeah, that one. I think we're gonna probably correct me a lot, but you know what movie? The devil possessed movie.
I don't even remember anyway either. So.
Yeah, but she was stuck up against the wall. And
the girl left the hummets.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna bother me now. But we keep talking about different stories. That doesn't matter. But the drugs go through her, and that starts expanding her mind from past the 10% to 20. And as the movie progresses, she increases to 30, 40, 50, and to 100%, which is pretty much epic climax of the movie, which is ending, which is a weird ending.
Yes. And, well, she finds out...
That was in one breath, pretty much.
Yeah, so she goes to attack... Well, first, it's basically revenge and stuff. She goes
that's revenge.
After the drug lord, the guy who runs the whole...
To find out where all the other drugs went, because obviously she didn't know.
Yes, and then, because she's able to, even look inside other people's minds and all the memories, all the things they've ever seen. So, from there, she gets all the information, where the passports are going to. So she knows that the other people were sent to Berlin and Italy and stuff like that.
So she hunts them down, and she calls this guy out in Paris, a cop out, and Detective Bob. I'll call him Detective Bob because I have no idea what's his name either.
Okay.
But Detective Bob hunts down the 3 people. But also, she hunts her personally, goes after Morgan Freeman, Dr. God, to talk to him about going past the 10%. And she wanted to teach him about what happens, and that all his theories were right.
That's because that's his role, being like a doctor, like a
Dr.
big
God.
expert. Yes, an expert on neurology, and he gives all these like public speaking, like classes
Because he's
about
God.
yes, about like the human mind, evolution, the 10%, like
mortality,
his
reproducing.
Yes, all that, and his theories of I guess how it would be, because you can only theorize at that point of how you would be if you were 20% and 30% or whatever, and she comes
and
up
then
like,
your whole scene, like it sounds like he was the one that said, "Yes, I know this case that there's this girl that reached 100%." Girl.
Yeah, I don't know if that was in the movie or unless they add that to like those
Like
after
last
the
scene.
trailers, but we didn't wait to. Yeah,
I was too lazy. I wanted food.
yeah, we're used to like I guess like the Avengers and them. They put like some credits and then like a thing.
Yeah.
I know some movies do it until the very end, but we didn't wait that long.
I don't know if they would do something like that.
Because of course trailers always have little scenes that aren't in the movie, like in the final cut or whatever. But yeah, so she helps the police detective find out where these guys are. They get detained and everything. The guys with the drugs. The mafia gets pissed off. During one of the scenes, the mafia boss is there and he happens to see her, so he's like more pissed at her now. So now they
That's whenever she has the drugs after the. This is so complicated. The drug lords find the cops and where they led the people with the drugs, and the police officer were going to take them out and take the drugs out and protect them. But the gang found them first and operated on them before the cops can. Well, they killed them, but they got the drugs. But Lucy got there before they could leave, so she got the drugs. And while the Detective Bob, and Lucy leaves, that's whenever the drug lord sees him and sees her, and they follow. And it's like the big climatic ending scene, which is a freaking weird. And this movie is so awesome!
Yes, but it's the weirdest ending. But,
Reference.
But anyways,
You see, I'm bored.
But yeah, they have a lot of things with the movie. Lots of stuff. I mean, well, the commercial shows some things like her hair. She could control her hair to change different color because like all the news were saying, be on the lookout for this blonde woman wear. So she just drops her hair, turns like black hair now and stuff like that. But she like sees everything literally. I mean, there's like a scene where she's looking through the city and you can like I guess actually see all the lines of communication of all the people with all their cell phones and iPods and everything, who they're connected to. And she like somehow like, okay, that's what we want to listen to, and like puts it in the car radio so that they
I love
can
how
hear
that
it.
one is red. It was like the biggest one, and it's red.
But yeah, but that's the thing though. It shows a lot of her powers, a lot of science and theory and everything. But yeah, the ending was a very weird ending, very strange, and
might as well just get to opinion
well,
before we bore them.
Okay, well, my opinion. Let me go first, real quick. It was a good movie. It was a good movie. Just it was confusing. The ending was very weird. I mean, I wouldn't say. Well, Paige can tell you more about that, about the ending, like how it wasn't well received. But I don't know. It's just confusing for me. When she reached 100%, was just very weird. And I think it's kind of thing like everyone watches the movie and they form their opinions on it and stuff. But some things were also weird. There was a scene where she was in an airplane and she drank some alcohol and well, I thought she was drugged. I thought that was like she was getting drugged or something. But she started like evaporating and junk and she locks herself in the bathroom and a whole bunch of junk, and it looks like she just exploded into particles, molecules, cells, whatever you want to call it. But then like in the very next scene it's like, oh, she's in the hospital recovering, and I guess it's open to interpretation. Maybe she reformed after, or I don't know, but that was just a very weird scene, seeing her blow up into nothingness and all of a sudden, oh, she's in the hospital right now, she'll be waking up soon. That's just weird. But yeah, it's a weird movie. And also the Morgan Freeman character, I was curious. Like Paige said, yes, like Paige said, I thought he had a hand in it. And
he's a good guy in the movie.
Yeah, and you see him making speeches, but I'm thinking to myself, well, how did she meet this guy then? How did they kind of like cross paths or whatever? That was interesting. So what are your thoughts on the movie?
It was awesome! It's the greatest movie I've ever seen!
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I should stop quoting him now. But it was just weird. It was interesting, but weird at the same time. How is that possible?
I don't know.
It was just weird.
And I remember that you were worried about the movie being gory and
everything rated R or PG-13, anything. I would thought she was gonna explode people. To my opinion, honestly, I thought she was gonna explode people. But whenever she exploded, it wasn't too like graphic. It was like the blue particles of her, but that wasn't too bad. But
and even though the movie does deal a lot with like how they surgically inserted the drugs into people, whenever they actually show the stuff, the camera does kind of pan away to something else. You hear all the gross sounds.
They just knew I was coming.
Yeah,
it was a weird movie. It's just weird how it came out after the other Transcendent movie. I don't know. It's the same kind of topic. Even Scarlet and Dr. God was in the movie too.
Yeah, that was a weird coincidence. I was even thinking like, well, this isn't a sequel to Transcendence, is it? But it's weird because, and they're so close, they were released too close together. Like, I don't know. I mean,
well, the DVD release, but it was a weird movie. If you like kind of weird stuff and it's science fiction action kind of thing. And if you like Scarlett Johansson, you should watch it. Or if you like God, watch it. When I watched the movie, people complained about the ending, so I was gonna be skeptical about the ending and how weird the movie was gonna be. So that made me skeptical about the movie originally. And everybody complained how the tagline is wrong on the forum, IMDb forum, because we do use more than 10% of the brain. But I don't remember if that was confirmed or not. I think that was on the Mythbusters, so I have to watch that episode again. And the movie really made me want to watch Cal XY. If you ever heard of that TV show, it used to be on ABC Family, but that movie made me think of Cal XY and made me want to watch it.
Mm. And now I remember the movie it was The Exorcist. That's the movie with the girl floating around.
Oh.
But yeah, it's a pretty good movie, and I wanted to see mostly because Scarlett Johansson. I want to see her in the movie, and of course Morgan Freeman. Hey, Morgan Freeman, you just gotta watch Morgan Freeman.
Oh God.
Yes, but I mean, it's also because I want to see a different movie too. I mean, not all movies that we watch. It doesn't always have to be about superheroes and Transformers and weird things like that. I just wanted to see something completely different that was not based on some comic or some whatever. But who knows? It's probably based on some graphic novel because nowadays Hollywood, all movies are based on whatever. But yeah, anyways, it's a good movie. It's entertaining. It's worth watching. I don't know. I mean, I guess it borders, depending on your taste, whether it's worth to watch or maybe you want to wait till it's on DVD. But I still think it was still a good movie. But the ending is just weird and confusing. And
if you have like a cheaper theater, if you have a cheaper theater, like in our town, we have like the more expensive. It comes out right away, and then there's another one it takes a while for the movie to come out to that place, and it's a lot cheaper, I'd say. Go to that kind of a thing. Go to that kind of concept. It's a good movie. I guess go see it.
It's interesting. We want to see something different. Like I said, enough superheroes want to see something different. And you're a fan of Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman, then check it out.
Dr. God.
Yes, Dr. God. So anyways, guys, this is our review here. This is Mark Rodriguez here.
Here's a long review. And Paige.
And we'll be seeing you at the movies.
It's just mostly talking about like the 10%, how humans only use 10% of their brains.
We'll ignore that. I don't know what that was. No, it came from the bathroom.
Okay, whatever.
We'll investigate that after the review.
Okay.
Or I'll investigate that while you tell the plot.
Okay.